Hi everyone, Michele Courage here coming to you from the Galactic Studio. It is a Friday, so this is a Friday Musings. Wow, I've had the most interesting week. Last week I went to the CHB Fair, which is Central Hawke's Bay Fair, met some really interesting people. Reconnected with people that I known newly in the area, and yeah, all around it was really good. Monday I was in a bit of a tailspin because I obviously tired. Lots of things happened at the fair. I went for 2 readings and got some really interesting messages, which my guides corroborated 100%. But it was a lot for me to process. So on Monday, I was a little bit kind of like up and down. So be aware of when you go for readings, that when you leave a reading, you will be a little bit sort of feeling a bit discombobulated and a little bit out of sorts and whatever. Sometimes, other times, total clarity. But yeah, definitely had a little bit. As you can see, I'm glowing. It is really warm here in Hawke's Bay. Always what I wanted, but sitting in a little sheep shed studio with the sun beating down at 28 and 29 degrees can be rather warm. Luckily today it's a little bit overcast, which I'm very happy about, and slightly cooler, but hot. I just drew a card today out of the Divine Masters deck by Kyle Gray. Really interesting. I've been treating this deck as a learning of the different Divine Masters and the energies. Because as you know, I paint large artworks, get into the energy of whatever I'm going to bring through, and then bring those codes through on a painting. And, I want my viewers of my paintings to tap into those specific codings and messages so that they can shift energy and live their best life. So today was really interesting. I got a message from a friend who I've connected online with. And we were both chatting to each other around how we've never really felt like we've fitted in. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to talk about that and talk about not fitting in. I'll give you a little bit of background to my history. Born to a mother who definitely didn't order this large daughter, larger than life, couldn't sit still, didn't behave, was very loud. My mother wanted a dress-up doll, so she could dress her up, put her into pretty little bikinis and little dresses and polka dot dresses and whatever. And I remember going to the beach when I was younger. We'd do this sort of annual drive down to, which is Natal area, which is our sort of from Johannesburg in South Africa. I grew up in South Africa. It's probably a good, I would say 700-800 kilometers. So it's a day's trip. It got shorter and shorter with the roads getting better, but we used to go down in a big brown combi, and we'd go down, and my parents were older parents and they were exhausted and they wanted to sleep most of the time, but they knew they had this daughter. And my mother would always say to me, "Oh, Michele, let's go and buy you a lovely little bikini costume." She was desperately trying to get me to become this little sort of prissy girl. She even sent me to the convent to try and refine me. Didn't work. Anyway, so I would say, no, I want to swim. I need a black leotard. I can't afford to have it fall off, because I was a really good swimmer and I wanted to go out there where the surf boys were, not for the boys, but for the competition to race them back to shore body surfing. So I'd be out there swimming and the surfers would come up and go, hey, can I help you? Are you okay? Can I get you back to shore? And I would turn around and go, no, but do you want to race back to the beach body surfing? I'll body surf and you surf with a surfboard. So I spent my whole summer like that. I mean, I literally had just blisters all over my nose. I'm waiting for those awful days to come and haunt me. And I would literally have zinc on my face because I would be in the salt, in the seawater. I'd go in at 9 o'clock, come out at 12 o'clock for an ice cream and go straight back inside until my parents would wave at the beach. And my father would carry binoculars because he used to sit and watch me out in the sea. And he wasn't a great swimmer, so I don't know what he was going to be doing if something did happen. Anyway, but so I digress, but that was my sort of like not fitting in. I didn't want to go to the beach to lie in the sun and tan. As I got older, I had no inclination of doing that. And this friend of mine, she's also an artist, and we were just reminiscing around how we just didn't fit in. We didn't fit in growing up. I didn't fit in when I was starting to supposedly date. I had very high standards and I also had a very high self-worth, and I wasn't just going to just be with any person. So I eventually ended up going, I went out with a few older guys because I had, a little bit more in common with them, which presented with its own problems because I wouldn't put out, and that was the only reason they were interested in a younger girl. So, so I had my own business, was independent, and just wasn't sort of lining up to be the usual type. Didn't want kids, didn't want to get married. I was on my own mission, never really fitted in. And this friend of mine in the UK and I were reminiscing around how we just never wanted to fit in, couldn't fit in. And as we've got older now, even worse, because now we're sort of approaching Crohn's stage where just couldn't give a shit about it. So it was really interesting. It was just there's more and more light workers that are starting to step into their power, starting to shed the old energy of towing the line, of keeping our heads down, of saying nothing, and almost shrinking. We've grown up in a society in the last, I would say, a few centuries anyway, of the crone was meant to shrink away out of society, and the wisdom that we can impart was not revered and wasn't listened to. It became sort of all about the young, beautiful, pretty, doe-eyed look and the figure and all that kind of stuff. And you were sort of valued if you were pretty and better looking. And it's kind of slowly changing. And I think, it's a really interesting thing to watch unfold as actresses who are older, like Kate Winslet, and those actresses have got stronger. Even Drew Barrymore, they're starting to show that relaxedness. I mean, Pamela Anderson is one of them who's totally totally changed and now doesn't wear makeup on camera. And I think there's a movement back into divine feminine, that strength, that empowerment. And so the card that I pulled today for us from the Divine Masters Oracle by Kyle Gray was Buddha. And the message, heightened awareness, make peace with your thoughts and your world. And I love that because it was just exactly what I wanted to talk to you about, standing and stepping into our power. I've got an oracle spray that I use, an aura spray. I don't know why I said that. An aura spray called the Divine Feminine. I don't have it right here at the second with me, but it is about harnessing all the goddess energies. When I painted that painting, I literally was sitting in this beautiful energy of all these wonderful goddesses that have stepped into their power and are leading the way and showing us how. And by using the spray and maybe using an artwork in front of you, the Divine Feminine one, you can even, I've even made scarves, which are fabulous to put around you. To embody that energy, to bring in that empowered energy where you step into your power. And, you know, if you're going through a breakup or you stepping into a work situation that is leaving you a little bit unbalanced and feeling sort of a little insecure, or you just need, you know within yourself that you need to step up and maybe speak out and be a bit more in your power. That Divine Feminine energy is amazing, and pairing it with a painting. My prints are available online. You can buy them online. This Divine Feminine painting has got those energetic coding embedded in it, and using it as a little prompt, even the small little ones, using it in front of you as a little, you can make a little shrine type thing. And every time you see the painting, it'll remind you to step into your power and not shrink away. And the word a few years back that I worked on so much, my word for the year, I always choose a word for the year. And the word that I chose was acquiesce. And I realized and saw how much I had been acquiescing. I don't even know if that's a word, around everything in my life, you know, stepping back, allowing people, you know, to shine bigger than me, or, you know, if they want to do something, I would go, okay, fine, I'll go with the flow and let you guys do it. And realizing that actually wasn't serving me. It wasn't serving me. And again, it's the legacy of being told to calm down, shush, don't change everything. Don't come in. I mean, I used to come into a room, and I still do, and I change the energy. That's my job. But making peace with that has taken a long time to understand that that is my job. And if people get triggered by it, it is triggered, sensitive to it. That is not a recipe for me to step back and not be authentic to who I am. And I must admit, coming to New Zealand, I had a big issue with that because, you know, I'm very opinionated, very strong and a straight talker. And most of New Zealanders have been, I'm just going to say it, quite suppressed in their standing out. I noticed that it started a lot with my daughter at primary school. And in the primary school, I could see there was a lot of disguised as kindness, you know, this teaching around whatever you do, don't step on other people's toes, don't stand in front, allow the people to come in front of you. So it was disguised as kindness and manners, but actually it wasn't. It's suppressing. It's suppressing that natural exuberance. And schools do a great job of it wherever you are in the world. You know, the schools are always, you know, trying to fit you into a box. Don't be loud. Don't be individualistic. Oh my goodness, I struggled at school. I really struggled at school. I didn't fit in with the popular kids. I didn't fit in with the kids that were going through a lot of emotional trouble and were rebelling and stuff. I'm not really a big warrior fighter kind of person unless I really truly believe in it. So I kind of was a lost child at school. I did very well intellectually, but I got bored really quickly. I couldn't concentrate. And so, yeah, always not fitting in. And yeah, you know, I think we need to give ourselves a break. And you'll see the kids that are coming in now are better equipped. Even with my daughter, I can see my daughter, she doesn't need to fit in. She doesn't give a flying hoot who likes her and who doesn't. She learned those lessons really early on, and yeah, not worried about it at all, and so stands completely into her power. So let me read a little bit about this Buddha heightened awareness. Make peace with your thoughts and your world. Really love the coding in the back, you know, that beautiful sun area behind. Okay, so let's just quickly have a quick squiz. Buddha. Okay, so he started his life as a mollycoddled prince, but one day he broke free from the palace grounds and was exposed to the harsh reality of life in the form of sickness, age, and death. It shook him to the core. Suffering was real. This set him off on a spiritual adventure that would lead to leaving behind all earthly pleasures in order to search for an end to all suffering in the world. Today, the Buddha is a spiritual master who is willing to help all beings move beyond fear and suffering. Even if you are not a practicing Buddhist, this amazing soul will help you reflect on your past and understand your present so you can reach a heightened state of awareness and stay connected to what is real and true. Really interesting that after going to Catholic school and looking at all the religions out there, I was very, very into Buddhism at one stage. I really enjoyed the ethos and the idea around it. Buddhism for me is just such a gentle way forward. And if I wasn't, you know, who I am today, and I had to choose a formal religion, I would probably become a Buddhist. I love the philosophy, and I love the idea, the softness and the caringness. It really is really lovely. Okay, so don't fight the thoughts that disturb you, for when you fight your thoughts, you create a war in your mind. Your thoughts aren't your enemies. In fact, your mind is a neutral space that allows you to connect with both fear and love. Easier said than done. When this card comes to you, you're being guided to know that when you experience fear, you have an opportunity. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. We have so much pollen. Oh, excuse me. So much pollen in the air at the moment in Hawke's Bay. It's literally flying around us at the moment. So, what I was saying, understand your present so you can reach a heightened state of awareness and stay connected to what is real and true. Okay, so when this card comes to you, you're being guided to know that when you experience fear, you have an opportunity to stand in love. When your fears appear in thought form, instead of fighting or running from them, be aware of them and acknowledge them and realize they are part of you. And just like, you know, I had two ladies pop in today in the camper van, pop in to see me in this Galactic Studio on the Friday. And yeah, the one lady was talking about, you know, she's had this beautiful camper van all fitted out, and she actually hasn't gone anywhere. And that is a fear that is holding her back. And she hasn't used this van. She goes out with her friends for day trips, but actually hasn't used it because she doesn't know how it all works. And I said to her, oh my goodness, how many people would love to have a van? And, you know, even if you would like to come and stay at the Galactic Studio for one night, at least you know there's someone here who can help you. Right. So when your fears appear in thought form, instead of fighting or running from them, be aware of them, acknowledge them, and realize they are part of you. Just like the Buddha, you have the ability to become one with all that is. When you see your fears and experience them with all of your being, they can no longer have power over you. So yeah, acknowledging, I mean, before I put the open sign outside my studio to the general public, you know, it was scary for me. It was the first time that I was actually going to be open to the public, which is so fabulous because, you know, the people who are coming to the Galactic Studio, I mean, are all my people. And that's hilarious and exactly what I wanted, because for me, when people see Galactic Studio, they're going to speak to my people. Those people are going to say, hey, I want to go and see that. So when you see your fears and experience them with all of your being, they can no longer have power over you. You see, you are only trapped by the prospect of fear, not fear itself. Today, you have the opportunity to make peace with your thoughts in order to encounter more peace in the world. And I think that's such a lovely, lovely message, to make peace with our fears. And oh my goodness, we have so many, and most of them never come to fruition. Never, ever do they. Hardly. I mean, the amount of fears that we actually have and think about, and how many actually come to pass, hardly ever. So I did brain remapping around that because I had massive fear around a certain subject, and with a brain remapping, it was so obvious for me. I realized, well, you know, in my lifetime, there's only, you know, a few big incidents in your lifetime that really shape you, and I'd overcome most of them, and I was still standing. So I wasn't, you know, I didn't become paralyzed with fear around it. And I realized that I could probably handle whatever came my way. I'd be able to handle. Yes, it would be uncomfortable. And, but looking back at the incidents, the big incidents that shaped me in my lifetime, I've overcome them. So yeah, that's the message left for today. Heightened awareness, make peace with your thoughts and your world, calm the farm. I'm getting more and more messages around calm down, slow down. I said to a friend the other day, realize that if you are like a pinball in a pinball machine, those beautiful energies that are being filtered down onto the planet now cannot anchor into a pinball. So best you calm down, calm the farm, and stay quiet in a space where those energies, and you can open and allow that energy to come in and settle into your energy field. Give the space, give the time to be able to do that. And don't be scared to stand out and be, you know, step up into your own power and yeah, enjoy your life and enjoy who you are. Don't mold into what other people have that expectation of who you should be. And it's okay to change. So that's the message today. As always, I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous day. Deep gratitude if you've watched till the end. I really appreciate it. I'd love it if you liked and subscribed to my channel. It helps with the algorithm. It helps people to see the messages that I love bringing down and bringing through. And yeah, pop onto my website, michelecourage.com. Or if you're in the Hawke's Bay, if you're ever in little old New Zealand in the Hawke's Bay, look me up, the Galactic Studio or michelecourage.com, and send me a DM and pop in for a visit. I'd love to see you in the studio. We just had these two ladies here, and we had some cacao outside under my new yellow umbrella, and that was just fabulous. So I will hopefully see you soon, see you sometime, and I will see you online sometime too. See you then. Have a wonderful day.